Reading functions as the central engine for every school subject. It is the primary tool you use to decode variables in a math word problem or to interpret the procedures of a chemistry experiment. Many students struggle because they practice passive reading. They finish a chapter, close the book, and realize they have retained almost no information. By contrast, active readers highlight text and ask questions, which allows them to remember the majority of the content. This diagram compares how the brain processes text. Passive reading is like swallowing food without chewing. The information falls straight through the funnel and provides no nutritional value. Active reading requires you to chew and digest the material, sorting it into organized mental folders. Step. Mastering these techniques takes you out of the passenger seat. You become the driver, turning words on a page into a practical set of skills you can use to solve real-world problems. Dense pages of text often trigger cognitive overload. To prevent your brain from stalling, use 3 specific filtering techniques to manage the information flow. First is skimming. Move quickly, focusing only on titles and images while leaving body paragraphs blurred. The second technique is scanning. Hunt for specific data, sweeping past text until you lock onto a target, like a name or date. The third technique is finding the gist. This requires you to zoom out and ask, if you had to summarize the overall meaning of this entire passage in a single sentence, what would it be? Try this filtering technique yourself. You have 30 seconds to read this paragraph about school vegetable gardens and find the central meaning. If you determine that school gardens teach life skills, you successfully found the gist. By skimming, scanning, and finding the gist, you filter out the noise. Your brain is now oriented and prepared to apply a deeper, analytical framework to the text. That analytical framework is built around a 9-step formula called Magic Read.
To reveal our secret formula, let's break down the first half, the word magic. M is for make connections. Ask yourself if the text reminds you of a personal experience or a movie. A stands for annotate with symbols. So the crucial point is to use highlights, underlines, and little symbols like stars to keep your brain fully awake. G means get the gist, which is finding that overall meaning we just practiced. I is identify main ideas. That means separating the big boss idea from the little supporting helpers. And C is check vocabulary. Whenever you find an unfamiliar word, try to guess its meaning first and then check a dictionary.
Now for the second half, the word read. R is read with a purpose. Knowing why you're reading totally changes how you read. E stands for evaluate and ask questions. Asking why and how makes your learning so much deeper. A is adjust reading speed. Good readers race through easy sections, but smartly slow down for the difficult parts. Finally, D is discuss and summarize. Because if you can explain what you just read to someone else, you completely understand it.
Section 5 is our reading challenge. Let's put this into practice.
Okay, you have the superpowers and you have the secret formula. Let's do one final interactive challenge to test your brand new active reading skills. Take a look at this short paragraph. It explains how planting millions of trees provides oxygen, reduces pollution, and supports wildlife. Just like before, I want you to pause the explainer once more and actively read this new text about environmental responsibility. Let's move to the checklist and see how this builds your confidence. Try applying those magic read steps to that tree planting text. Skim the text first, find the gist, identify the main idea, circle one new word you might not know well, and write down one question about the topic. If you do all of this, you're actively reading and deeply learning.
Section 6. Turn reading into learning. Let's wrap this up.
I want to leave you with a highly encouraging reminder. Good readers aren't simply born, they're trained. There is a famous piece of wisdom from Dr. Seuss that says, the more that you read, the more things you will know, and the more that you learn, the more places you will go. And it is absolutely true. Interacting with words unlocks your future and turns simple reading into lifelong learning. Which brings us to the end of our explainer. Please like, share, and subscribe Nestlingua to keep building your learning superpowers. Now, my final provocative thought for you to ponder is this. What will you choose to read actively today? Look around, find something fascinating, and use your magic read skills to truly digest it. Read actively, learn deeply, and keep growing.